Welcome students to this last lecture of fourth unit. So today we are going to discuss about work simplification, how work will be simplified in organizations and in industrial setup, and also what is the process of work simplification. Let us understand the work simplification process through a small flow chart of production process in an industrial setup, and then we will understand what are the objectives of work simplification, advantages of work simplification, disadvantages of work simplification, and then we will go ahead with the factors affecting working environment like noise, illumination, and atmospheric conditions. So going back, let us start with work simplification. So, any task given for an employee or a worker in an industrial setup uh, makes that employee to work, right? So, here, when an employee is given a task, he thinks of doing that work in the most simplified way with the objectives being achieved. So, work simplification consists of three elements: philosophy, pattern, and a plan of action. The philosophy is that people know best how to do their own jobs and therefore should be involved in job improvement. They should be trusted by management, and the workers themselves should want to be involved in job improvement. They should be trained. To ensure success in work simplification, it is essential to build trust in the organization and to demonstrate management commitment to the philosophy. The pattern of work simplification means developing the tools and techniques of an organized approach, which is not the same as making flash improvements based on snap judgments. So, therefore, work simplification consists of these things. So, when a work is being simplified, it is the worker who should know what is to be done. He should understand the best way possible to do that task. For example, if you go to a doctor, he will prescribe the medicines based on the diagnosis of the patient. And same kind of doctor, again, if we approach another doctor with the same kind of diagnosis, then he might have a different approach. So it all depends on how you do the job well, and the pattern. So in work simplification, the pattern is also should be understood. One after the another, the whole process should be understood, and then a plan of action should be framed. How it is to be done, what are the various methods available, from those methods, which is the best method suitable to the worker, suitable to the machine, suitable to the environment, suitable to the environmental conditions, like that. All these things are to be considered, and then the work can be simplified without any previous judgments, right? So now let us understand the work simplification process. So first, what you have to do to simplify a work, you have to select the work or the job or the task that has to be improved. And then next one is get all the facts. Third step is to make a process chart. Fourth step is to challenge every detail, asking all possible questions, list possibilities, and improve necessary details. And the fifth one is develop the preferred method. And the last one is introduce it and check results. So here, when you look at work simplification process, it is a simple method of simplifying a work or a task. So first, the task has to be selected, which has to be improved, and get all the facts, which means that whatever important or unimportant information which is available with the worker or with the organization has to be collected, and the task which is to be done should be made in a chart. So you can see here, this is the production process of an organization. So submit the purchase order, then write the traveler check, material in stock, then tooling in stock, machine usage, pass inspection, post processing, send for post processing, and then pass inspection, clean and pack and ship to customer. So this is the simple method of a material to be sent to the customer or shipped to the customer. But then if there is any kind of delay or where they are not in line, see here, in material in stock, if it is there, then it will go to tooling in stock, otherwise it will have to go for order material, and again it have to pass inspection. So in this way, this method has to be changed based on the outcome. Okay, so this is small process chart which can be understood and which can be used in your exam also. So going further, the fourth step is challenge every detail, asking all possible questions, list possibilities and improve necessary details. So here again, if we take this example, inspection, what type of inspection, what standards are you following? Is it ISO standard? Is it FSSAI standard? In which industry the worker is working? Where is that inspection being held? So like that, few things are to be understood, right? So all possibilities has to be understood. I'm just talking about one small step here, inspection, but it could be different, like material in stock, what type of method you are using to stock the material. Is it FIFO, LIFO, or any other method which is there in the market? And here also, what about packaging, how are you going to pack? Okay, what type of material it is, perishable, non-perishable, how are you going to pack safely? All these things are something which has to be taken care of. Next one is, by knowing about the various possibilities that are available in the market, and you have to select the best method possible, that is developing the preferred method. If already there is no method in the market or in the industry, then you have to develop your own method, and then you have to introduce the whole process and check results for further improvement. As you know that there is no process or no method which is perfect, everything has to be improved, like the Japanese term kaizen, which says this continuous improvement. So therefore the new method has to be introduced and checked for results. If the results are not matching with the expectations, then again the method has to be improved with all possible corrections. Going further, we'll go and let us learn about the objectives of work simplification. Why do we need work simplification in an organizational setup or in an industrial setup? See, industry, it could be service oriented or it could be product oriented. Like service industries are banking industry, financial institutes industry, or it could be schools, educational institutions, hospitals, hospitality, hotels. All these are nothing but service industry. So everywhere, if you go to service, if you look at product also, when there is a work simplification process, right? So if you go to a hotel, okay, there are few touch points where every customer has some kind of experience with the organization, so it has to be simplified. Even the employee has some simplification methods to improve the work process. First one is to eliminate. See, when you look at the objectives of work simplification, be it a product oriented organization or a service oriented organization, there are few objectives, right? The first one is to eliminate waste of all kinds. Okay, whatever resources that are getting wasted has to be reduced, or we can say it should be eliminated completely to improve the work of flow, right? So here, to improve the work of flow, there should not be any hindrance. Like for example, if you look at this process chart, if the material is not in stock, then again you have to order material, again pass inspection, again the inspection also fails, again you have to order material. So here there could be a possible chance of failure, right? So therefore all the processes has to be improved so that there should be smooth flow. So when you look at this, you can see that submit purchase order to white traveler, to material in stock, to tooling in stock, to machine usage, pass inspection, post processing, send for post processing, pass inspection, clean pack, ship to customer. This is the direct flow. Okay, if there is any kind of hindrance, it could be here, anywhere, but this is the direct flow, so this has to be enhanced, right? Next one is to devise efficient and effective procedures for paperwork. So at every point, wherever in the process or in the flow chart there is a requirement, the paperwork has to be done on time and all documentary evidence to be stored or to be documented at the right place at the right time, so that further there could not be any problems or chances of process failure or process issues, right? Like for example, if you have purchased a machine, you should be having the invoice, right? You have to be having the invoice, the receipt, all the warranty card related to the machine, and all the details about the seller who has sold the machine. So therefore, uh, making the documentary evidence effective, right? Next one is to improve work output, accuracy and efficiency. The most important thing for working simplification is to improve accuracy and efficiency, and also to improve the quality of services. Okay, so the services provided by the product, or even if it is a service, then it should be improved. That is the main aim. Next one is to make the employees efficiency conscious. Maybe a person has been doing a job in a X way, so he might be doing it for 10, 20 years, 30 years, but there could be some other way which maybe Y way, which is very efficient compared to X way. So a new employee, when he joins, he is doing that same work in Y way. So therefore he will be, when he have maybe 1 week work he is doing in 1 day, so he is more efficient. Like what typewriters were doing, the computers are doing it efficiently, right? So therefore there is no need for typists now. They have to jump to either systems, or their job is redundant, right? So this is how efficiency conscious is created through work simplification. Next one is to reduce administration cost, right? If work is simplified, definitely there will be no problem of administrative hassles. Okay, the work will be done on time, and the resources will not be wasted, and therefore reducing the cost of the whole process. Okay, and it could be resources, financial resources, marketing resources, or it could be human resources. So therefore these are the objectives of work simplification: to eliminate waste of all kinds, to improve the workflow, to devise efficient and effective procedures of paperwork, to improve work output, to improve accuracy, to improve efficiency, to improve quality, to improve employees efficiency, and to reduce administrative cost, right? Now let us move further and look at the advantages of work simplification. The advantages are smooth flow of work, reduced cost of operations, improved performance, better communications, and efficiency consciousness. These are few advantages which are related to work simplification. Going further, what are the disadvantages? Benefits organization in the long run. In short run, maybe some work simplification might not be helpful. Does not always help in employee growth. It will not lead to employee growth. At times, elimination of tasks not necessary always. Few tasks which are not required at that point of time will be eliminated. But maybe in the long run it might be helpful. But understandably, those tasks will be eliminated. Sometimes makes employees feel limited and unproductive. This is also a crucial thing. When work is getting simplified, maybe very few people will be required at the end, like how robots are replacing employees in the organizations. Robots are doing everything, so why there is no need for human beings? So therefore people will feel unproductive. So these could be some disadvantages associated with work simplification. Going further, we'll go and let us understand few concepts under working environment. Okay, in an industrial setup, there are few factors or environmental factors that are very important for a human being, or for having an occupational or industrial hygiene. Workplace improvement is not solely the concern of the organization or management. There should be a proper discipline that focuses on work environmental factors, the like air quality, chemical exposure, hazards, emergence, biological hazards, radiation, exposure limits of chemicals or physical agents, Illumination, sound, noise, all these are few working factors that affect environment. Okay, so today let us now understand what is noise and how noise affects the environment. So before understanding noise, what is noise? Noise is defined as all sound in the workplace, either wanted or unwanted. It is one of the most common occupational health and safety hazard and is found in many different organizations or environment. Noise sound that can be detected by the human ear is essentially a series of vibrations transmitted through a medium. Two properties of sound are essential to analyzing and designing signals and sound environment. One is loudness and one is frequency. Noise can either be external, coming from outside the building, or internal, caused by machines, fans, engines, telephones, or anything. So in industrial context, internal noise can vary considerably depending on the sequence of work tasks. Hammering, spraying, clanging of metals. So noise is one of the health hazard as it can trigger hearing loss. It could cause distraction. It could cause mask information, prompt miscommunication, in some cases stress. Prolonged exposure to intense sound can lead to noise-induced hearing loss sometimes. For some people, that this could occur within a matter of months, while for others it may impact for years. Loss of hearing is progressive and can also come about through the natural aging process. However, very loud noises can also prompt sudden hearing loss, known as acoustic trauma. A common issue associated with noise is the masking of important information, such as alarms and instructions. Instructions. Noise or sound is created by alternate compression and decompression of particles in the air. This causes the air pressure to fall and rise in the form of waves. Frequency and intensity are the two characteristics of sound. The loudness of sound is measured in units or decibels. Units called decibels. So how to protect noise? Hearing protection devices are there: sound showers, sound insulation standards. There are few different methods of protecting the hearing. Hearing protection devices are the most commonly used method to protect against high sounds. By wearing earplugs or earmuffs, noise can be damped and the ear protected. However, when worn for prolonged periods of time, these devices can become uncomfortable due to the pressure they exert on contact. Sound showers is another method of protecting the ears, as these are directional speakers that create a highly focused and directional audio output that can only be heard at a very specific point or other people in nearby vicinity cannot hear. Insulation is another method. Sound insulation. Sound absorbent material are often used when soundproofing to convert the energy into another form. And in addition to this, legislation and standards. In addition to this equipment, a number of standards and guidelines concerning have been there in the literature, which all companies must adhere to minimize potential health risks associated with noise. So therefore, noise is one of the important aspects which has to be looked into by the management of the company, so that the hearing protection can be provided. There are few concepts which are related to noise. Sound, that is noise. Unwanted sound is called noise. And loudness, it's a measure of sound pressure level, usually measured in decibels. Frequency, the sound property that determines pitch, measured in hertz. Impulse noise, single short burst of noise that lasts less than a second. Ambient noise, the background sound pressure at a given location. So therefore, these are few concepts which are related to noise. Right. Going further, there is another concept which has a direct impact on the working environment of employees, and it is nothing but illumination. As you know that sight is one of the most dominant senses among in human being, which controls around 90% of our daily activities. Our eyes are constantly supplying us the information through visible light. So to ensure correct information is supplied, lighting is a key consideration in the design of workplaces. Usually, light is a form of electromagnetic radiation, and the visible spectrum is a portion of the electromagnetic spectrum that can be identified by the human eye. Due to its wavelength, typical human eye will respond to wavelengths from about 390 to 700 nm. Studies have shown the impact of lighting have on workplace productivity with reductions in rejected products and accidents. One such study was conducted in American factory. 5% production increases when illumination was increased. Combining this productivity increase with the reduced amount of waste resulting from enhanced lighting, cost savings of 24% were achieved. So intensity or level of brightness is the most common factor associated with illumination. The optimal level of intensity varies with the nature of the task to be performed and with the age of the worker. Illuminating a work area at a much higher intensity than the surroundings causes considerable eye strain too sometimes. Another factor that is to be considered is reduces visual efficiency and promotes eye strain is glare, which is caused by light of a brighter intensity to which eye is not accustomed to. Illuminance quantifies how well a surface is lit. The light could come from either the sun or artificial light source. Illumination is measured in lux. So it could be there are few standards that has to be measured so that concerning lighting conditions in the work environment, like workplace design, working with the computer screen, machine interfaces, cautionary marking, use of work equipment, physical loading, ergonomics, mental maintenance work, luminous intensity, illumination, luminance, reflection, and glare. These are few concepts which are to be understood to understand illumination. So therefore, illumination has direct impact on the productivity. As I told you, 24% cost savings was achieved in an American company when illumination of 5% was increased. Another important factor which affects working environment is atmospheric conditions like temperature, humidity, pollution levels, airflow in workplace, that is ventilation, colors used at workplace, and weather conditions. That's why you can see that nowadays the MNCs, you can see all around the world, they are improving their working environment so that employees stick to the organization for a longer period. You can see the workplaces as Google, you can see the workplaces at Cognizant, all these places, you see that there is a kind of work environment which motivates the employees to work. Temperature, in hot conditions like deserts and all, every other office is having a centralized AC. So what does it mean? You are controlling the atmospheric conditions so that it is suitable to the employees. Humidity, in humid climates too, there are certain factors which actually reduces humidity. Pollution levels, how to control pollution. So pollution controlling towers are used, and ventilation is important. A well ventilated workspace which improves productivity. And also the weather conditions, depending on the weather conditions, the working environment will change by the is changed by the industry or organization. So therefore these are few factors which affect working environment. Okay, so with this I think we have completed the fourth unit of industrial psychology. So let us do a recap of today's class. We have done we have first understood what is work simplification. what is work simplification process and the flow chart, what were the objectives of work simplification, advantages associated with work simplification, disadvantages of work simplification, working environment, where we have understood noise, illumination, and other working atmospheric conditions. With this, we complete our fourth unit. So, so I think we have discussed almost all topics which were related, like allowances. We discussed work schedule, work methods, and method study, time study, and types of work methods, boredom, fatigue, and work method types, workspace arrangement, job. This is job characteristics model, job design. What are the various types of work curve? How to create a efficient working environment? What is efficiency and effectiveness? So all these are nothing but few concepts which I've done in fourth unit. So with this, I think we have covered all the concepts in fourth unit which are listed here. Okay, so thank you very much. Maybe we'll meet in the next class.